friends, I decided I was going to make a kefir video for you. Homemade kefir is so much better for you than store-bought kefir for multiple reasons. Store-bought kefir is almost like yogurt in that it only has probiotics in the single digits, whereas homemade kefir can have 56 or 57 different strains of really good probiotics for your gut. I have so many friends that are experiencing healing just from adding kefir into their diet daily. If you get your kefir grains from me, it probably looks like this. It's kefir grains, which is actually just kefir starter. It's not actually grains. And they've been frozen in a little freezer bag with a little bit of milk. And you just thaw them out at just enough so that they can be removed from the bag. You'll just need a quart-sized mason jar, some milk of your choice. My preference is skim milk. That's just a personal preference. I do not personally use skim milk for anything else unless I'm fermenting it. That's a personal preference there, but you should not buy organic milk for this. Organic milk has been heated to extremely high temperatures, and it does not promote good bacterial growth, which is what you want. We're growing good bacteria here. So just get some plain Jane milk. It can be whole milk, skim milk, 2%, whatever you prefer. You also need a coffee filter and the ring for your jar. So once your kefir grains are thawed out just enough that they can be removed from the jar, or I'm sorry, from the bag, you want to dump them into your jar. And then you can throw this away. You fill up your jar with fresh milk. Cover it with your coffee filter and secure it down with the ring. If you don't have the ring, a rubber band, a hair tie, anything will do. And you are done. You just sit this on your counter for about 24 hours, more or less. And when it starts to separate, you'll know that it's done fermenting. It's okay if you go a little long. It just creates a little bit more of a sour flavor, which I don't mind. And you'll know it's not quite done if you go to strain out the grains and it's very, very thin, which I'll show you. Okay, so you just leave this on your counter for 24 hours and then voila. Okay, so this has been sitting on my counter for a little over 24 hours. You can tell that it's done fermenting because it's starting to have some air pockets down here where it's starting to separate. This one has gone a little long, and that's fine. I don't mind it. It's personal preference. But now I'm going to show you what you'll need after your 24 hours is up. You'll need a fine mesh strainer like this one, nothing fancy, just a spoon, a bowl, and another jar. This jar will need the lid with the ring. Okay, so after your 24 hours is up, you remove the ring and the coffee filter from your jar, and you can see in there that you've got some nice fermented milk that looks almost like thick yogurt. And we're just going to pour it through the fine mesh strainer. And you can see that it's thick. This is how you know it's done. If it was real thin, like still the consistency of milk, I would dump it back in the same jar and keep letting it ferment a little longer. So you may need to swish around your grains in the strainer to get all that kefir to strain out into the bowl. After you're all done straining your kefir, you'll be left with your kefir grains in your strainer like this, and you just have to swish them around and stir them around real good to get all the kefir out so that you only have the kefir grains left in your strainer. And then what you'll do, I don't wash this jar every time. I wash it about once a week. You can just take that same jar and dump those kefir grains right back in. Fill it back up with fresh milk. Cover it with a coffee filter again. and this will sit out on your counter for 24 hours for tomorrow. All right, so what is left in your bowl is your homemade kefir. And this is perfectly fine just the way it is. It's ready to go, ready to be added to smoothies. You can drink it just like it is. You can use it for so many different things. I like to make smoothies every day with it. There is an optional second ferment that you can do, which I do every day, and it just takes the vitamins and the probiotics that's in the kefir already and just makes them skyrocket. So you can ferment with anything that's got a little bit of sugar in it. It can be a couple of berries, it could be an orange rind or a slice of lemon. I like to use baobab. If you haven't ever heard of baobab, it is the single best superfood on the planet. It's a fruit that grows in Africa. It dries naturally on the tree, and this is just ground up baobab. And I will just, it's got a lot of vitamin C in it, a lot of everything good for you in it. So I'll just take maybe a half a tablespoon, put it in my clean jar, and pour my homemade kefir in on top. Stir it up. And this is where you'll place the lid with the ring on top. And to do your second ferment, it just needs to sit out on your counter for a couple of hours, maybe 2 to 6 hours, and it will become magic. Okay, so there you have it. It's as simple as that. The health benefits of kefir goes on and on and on. I hope you like your kefir. I hope you experience the great health benefits that we have all experienced, and have a great day.